Chapter 13, Episode 4, Cat in the Cradle. A long time ago, when the red run on your face about it, blood rushed to my head, making me extremely dizzy extremely quickly. I was instantly grateful about my conversation with the headmaster of the academy, taking it easy on me and only contacting my parents about me fighting. At this point, however, I suddenly wished that he'd thrown the book at me. That way I wouldn't be hanging upside down from a tree in our backyard, shot out so I couldn't move anything other than my neck, eyes, and mouth. "I'm starting to get a headache," I called at my house's back door, which was conveniently open. "Now you understand how I feel," Mom said. She walked out with a towel in her hand. She wiped away the beads of sweat in front of my forehead. "This isn't fair," I cried. "I didn't even do anything wrong." Mom gave me an intense scowl. "You got into a fight at school and were kicked out for the day. You have no idea how this inconveniences me, Iris. I was at a house doing my job when I got a very embarrassing phone call asking me to pick you up from school because you decided to pick a fight with the one person at the academy who could steal it for all we're worth and not finish collecting for at least 100 years. I get it, Mom. I had a lapse in judgment, but it wasn't my fault." I tried to get some metallic binds holding me in place. They rubbed uncomfortably against my skin. If I moved too much, I'm pretty sure they would have rubbed me raw. Mom rolled her eyes. Yes, I know. Miss Curran instigated everything, didn't she?" "She did. If she hadn't gotten in my face in the first place, I wouldn't have snapped at her. And because she did, according to you, I now have to write the most drawn-out and redundant apology letter in my life in order to convince a fan to continue support on a limb replacement research. I'm sorry." At that moment, we both looked into the house. The doorbell rang a couple of times, and I offered a silent thank you to the palace that beat that someone was there. Or was here. That meant one thing. "Lucky you," Mom said icily. "I have to cut you loose. It would look bad if our visitors saw you hanging back here." "Yeah, because I was totally strung out back here willingly." "Ah!" Mom loosened the cage that bound to the tree. The first job was quick, magnifying the headache that I defended to something painful. She then eased me down to a gravity helped me lay down on the ground. Mom untied me, allowing me to stand on my own for what felt like forever. It turned out being an hour. Where's our ever, by the way? We both made our way into the living room. I rubbed my sore wrist and wheeled my throbbing head to stop while Mom answered the door. The person that stood on the other side when she opened it was someone I was expecting to see. Or people, as it were. A familiar combination of blonde hair, blue eyes, and angry scowl was revealed. I instantly formed a frown on my own. This was the last place I wanted to see Bracana. This is where I live, after all. I don't need her harassing any time she pleases. She wasn't alone, however. A middle-aged man stood next to her, a warm smile on his face. His eyes were closed, making it impossible for me to tell what he was thinking. What struck me as odd about this man, if the closed eyelids weren't enough, was this man's lavender, short-length hair. I mean, what kind of man has lavender hair anyway? "Hello, Miss Sakamoto," he said in an eerily warm voice. "I am Juno Bracana, and this is my daughter, Cecilia." "Oh, that kind." "Ah, yes," Mom said, offering her own warm smile as she took a step to the side. "Please, come in and have a seat." The two did as they were offered and made their way over to the couch. My eyes never left the younger Bracana as the two sat down. Mom walked rather briskly to the kitchen where I sat down on the floor. Most of the silence passed between us. Miss Bracana sat back on a chair, eyes still closed. I wonder if you could even see that way. Bracana kept her eyes away from me. I don't blame her. If she looked at me, I would have snapped. Both my sanity and her neck. Thank goodness Mom came back before I did, though. She had a couple of teacups for visitors. "I'm afraid we only have store-brand tea," she said. "I hope it's alright." "Oh, that's quite fine, Miss Sakamoto." Miss Bracana replied. She graciously accepted my mother's peace offering. Bracana herself declined. Either she wasn't thirsty, or our meager commoner tea wasn't good enough for her. "Now then, what is it that we can do for you, Miss Bracana?" "Oh, please, call me Juno." He chuckled slightly before sipping his tea. I wasn't even whether he said anything funny. "Well, Miss Sakamoto, it would seem that my dear daughter here has caused a bit trouble for you and young Iris." I quietly huffed. Understanding about the year candidate, it would seem that these two engaged themselves in a contest that is highly frowned upon by our fair academy. "Yes," Mom glared at me. "It would." "Well, I understand that you were not given the entire story. You see, it would have seemed that Madeira instigate the entire affair in which we find ourselves. She approached young Iris in a manner that anyone deemed less than appropriate." He turned and his smile faded. He didn't have any expression that I could see, but I could tell by the way the pretender shifted uncomfortably that he probably wasn't too happy. I felt it would be best that Cecilia and I come to speak to you in person about this matter. After all, she does have something to say. Don't you, Cecilia? Pretender shifted around again. I raised an eyebrow. She then got up with the worst lemon face I've ever seen and stood in front of me. She trailed off. Apologies apparently weren't her thing. I apologized for my behavior earlier. She looked back with her father, who wore a blank expression. Out of line, I suppose. I should never have approached you at school the way I did, and I should not have mocked you when you chose to speak to me. I'm sorry. I stood and looked at her in the eye. I didn't like the fact that I had to look up to her a bit in order to do that. Neither of us moved or said anything for a few moments. Our parents watched us like we were animals in a zoo. If I acted on the urge I felt in that moment, they would have had every right. They also would have had the right to lock us both in a cage and take bets on which one of us would walk out. More moments of silence. The tension between Burkhan and myself built up slowly. My eye twitched. I had no idea how to react to someone who gave a half-hearted apology. Thankfully, the pilot sent me another get-out-of-jail-free card. The phone rang. Mom got up and made her way to the kitchen to answer it. I took a deep breath and relaxed a bit. At least this distraction wasn't going to cause me any pain, which unlike the last couple I had. Look, I said, I'm sorry as well. I shouldn't have said what I did. It was rude and uncalled for, I guess. Another awkward silence. These things were starting to get on my nerves. Would it kill to say something positive? Iris! Phone call. She emerged from the kitchen. Phone's for you. I sighed again. I didn't even realize I was holding my breath. Alright, I answered. I didn't really care who was calling me, just as long as I could get away from that blonde brat. Mom handed me the phone as I passed her. Stepping into the kitchen, the wondrous smell of the food she was making for dinner flooded my senses. She may not be much with color coordination, but Mom sure knows her way around the kitchen, that's for sure. Hello? I spoke on the phone. Iris! I yanked the phone away from my ear. There was only one person I could think of that would think that yelling in someone's ear and destroying their ear was an acceptable greeting. Mitty? How'd she get this number? Your mom? I rolled my eyes. Yeah, real mature. She gave me a number yesterday, goof. Oh. Anyway, are you busy? Kinda. Had some problems at school and now I'm working on resolving them. Well, hurry up and get to HQ. I've got something important to tell you. I rolled my eyes. Right. I'll be there as soon as I can. I hung up as soon as Mitty started saying something. Huh. How does it feel to be annoyed at the last minute? I made my way back to the living room just in time to see the Burkhan family stepping out. I apologize for any inconvenience we may have caused you to, June said as he left. I hope this little debacle will not affect any future decisions you may make. Oh, I wouldn't worry about that, Mom assured him. Thank you for your visit, sir. It was a pleasure, wasn't Cecilia? She nodded silently. I was just thankful that they were leaving. I didn't mind her dad too much. He seemed like it was much nicer than Devil's daughter, that was for sure. We really should do this again sometime, Mom said. Oh, jeez. I hope not. If I have to sit in the same room with that brat any longer than I need to at school, I swear one of us isn't going to make it out. June and Cecilia made their way toward a black car parked on the street outside. I didn't see any sort of driver or anything in the car, so maybe he drove the two of them. Oh well, Mom closed the door once they were a reasonable distance away. Not that there was one when Princess was involved. Mom, I said suddenly, I have something I need to tell you. She eyed me suspiciously. What is it? That's a bun in the oven. Mom stared at me blankly for a moment before realization dawned on her. So what? I'm hungry. Mom rolled her eyes. You're a big girl, Iris. You can wait until the rest of dinner's ready. I will put on the most pitiful powder I could muster. I really wanted one of the buns Mom was baking in the oven. Instead of falling from my near foolproof pouch, Mom upped to roll her eyes once more and walked past me, tapping me on the head as she did. I rubbed the spot she hit, more out of embarrassment than pain. So, Mom said, what was it that Mitty wanted? I shrugged. He wanted me to go see him at the base. Said he had something important to show me. I'm sure he does, Iris. You didn't have to tell him about the travel you got yourself into, did you? It was my turn to roll my eyes. How could I? I didn't have my phone for about 90% of the day. Percent of the day. Good point. If I let you go on the sense that you come back right away, do you think you'll be home in time for dinner? I nodded. Where else was I gonna go? I didn't have a whole lot of options thanks to the fact that Mom could tragically place us in front of the only door in the house that didn't lead to an enclosed area. It didn't help that I had no idea how to work a translator to begin with. Mom thought about letting me go for a moment. Fine, go ahead. Thanks, Mom. I hugged her quickly before making my way over to the wall just underneath the staircase. Memory of what the fingerprints got on the wall started getting better, so it only took me a minute this time around to find it. I pressed my thumb on the spot where it belonged and watched as the wall slid away. Mom followed me as I went down the staircase and into a mini command center in our basement. She went to the nearest computer to type in a few commands. A minute later, the translator in the corner of the room started pulsing blue. Alright, Iris, Mom said. Everything's ready to go. Have fun, she said the last two words with a sugary sweet smile. It made me wince inwardly, because I knew what that look meant. Have fun, because you're going to be doing anything but when you get back. I quickly stepped onto the blue square and waited for the tingling feeling and light show to start. I couldn't wait to see what May had for me to see. Chapter 12, beats started playing in Iris' head again. Beats in my head is Inland State Team in Street Fighter 3, Third Strike.